Electric cars have reached 61.5% market share in Norway, followed by hybrids that make up another 27.4%.
Here's a summary of the article.
Electric cars reached over 60% market share in Norway. In Norway, 9,560 new electric cars were registered in September, therefore accounting for 61.5% of all new passenger car registrations. With 48,175 electric cars registered since the beginning of the year, the Norwegian electric car market is only slightly below the same period last year thanks to a strong September this year. In addition to the 9,560 electric passenger cars, 5,704 new registrations in August, 3,129 plug-in hybrids were added to the plug-in vehicle registrations in Norway, 1,130 hybrid cars were newly registered, a drop of 19.5% compared to September 2019. Hybrid cars accounted for a market share of 7.3%. As with the ID.3, the Volvo brand only started deliveries of their first electric car recently.
This post received a score of 27,000, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Does Norway have incentives in place to encourage consumers to buy electric hybrid? If so, does anyone know what they are? Edit. Thank you for all the informational and respectful replies.
They tax the shit out of ICE cars, essentially.
Incentives for EVs and huge taxes for ICEs. No wonder people buy EVs, really.
The way it should be.
As a Norwegian, it's also noticeable difference in air pollution, especially on colder I wish days, and the range issue isn't an issue anymore. It's chargers everywhere, and it takes so little time to recharge that if you bother to plan ahead just a tiny bit you won't notice really. Hell, we just charge at night and just never have to visit a gas station because the tank is full every morning anyway. Obviously refer to your user manual if it has anything to say about it, but are you supposed to burn up a little fuel occasionally to keep it from setting up? I've had a little plastic container of gas for yard equipment turn to consistency of Jell-O, but this was many months without touching it.
Yikes. I hadn't thought of that issue with a hybrid. I have lots of 2-stroke and 4-stroke engines on my property, 4-wheelers, chainsaws, weed eaters, riding lawnmower, etc. I put fuel stabilizer, e.g., stable, in the gas container that I use for filling all those machines. This prevents or forestalls fuel degradation. I also drive 20 miles to buy unleaded gas that has no ethanol too. Ethanol attracts water formation in the gas tank.
Greater than yikes. I hadn't thought of that issue with a hybrid. It shouldn't be a real issue. Unless there's a really poor design. I have a Honda Clarity PHEV for example. The car will automatically run the engine for a minute if it hasn't been run for a while, every month, etc. The fuel is also not an issue. The tank is pressurized so that the gas is even slower to degrade.
The BMW i3 models with the range extender also periodically run the REX if it hasn't been used in a while.
A good step in the right direction. Now they can focus on reducing their oil production, which is eventually going to get burned somewhere.
They're more like a drug dealer. They don't do that shit but are more than happy to sell it. Don't get high on your own supply.
That doesn't make sense to me. Climate change effects are not localized.
I think it's a bit like purchasing indulgences.
Full statistics: passenger cars, number in September 2020, market share in September 2020, market share in September 2019, market share so far in 2020, market share same period in 2019, only petrol engine, 952, 6.1%, 10.3%, 9.8%, 16.6% only diesel engine, 781, 5.0%, 12.4%, 10.3%, 15.5% hybrid cars and PHEVs, 4,259, 27.4%, 22.8%, 29.4%, 23.2% electric cars, 9,560, 61.5%, 54.5%, 50.5%, 44.7%. Edit. It appears some of you misunderstood market share as the share of cars on the road. That percentage is of course a lot lower. It was 10% for electric.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.